What's going on, everybody? I'm gonna make a video today that's a little bit different than the usual. I usually try to keep it just about motorcycles, don't talk about other things. But today I want to talk a little bit about the Charlie Kirk incident and how sad and how bad it is that a lot of people were celebrating his death. I know that a lot of people disagree with him 100%, and I'm not a Charlie Kirk follower. I have seen a couple of his videos or clips around, and there are a lot of things that he said that I disagree with him. But I did see a lot of the comments that people made before while he was alive, from even famous people that kept pushing that the idea that just because people have different ideas than them, they label them as fascists, as racists, as the... I did watch a lot of videos from Charlie Kirk from the immigration point, which I am an immigrant, and I disagree with him on a lot of things and how it should be handled. But also I can see his point of view, why he saw things that way, because if you're on another country and people are coming into your country illegally, those countries will also kick you out. You know, I grew up in Brazil, and if you go to Brazil, you stay there illegally, they will kick you out, and the population will want you to be kicked out. So I can see why. I mean, he was a patriot. Just because you disagree with him doesn't mean he was spreading hate. You know, you may have different points of view. And also, I mean, we're humans. Why would you wish and be happy that someone was murdered in public? There was a public execution in front of everyone. You know, it's sickening to see all the comments that I saw. Especially, I live in California, so a lot of the feed that shows up on my Facebook are from Democrats, and basically, and I'm not like lashing out on Democrats or anything. I mean, I live in a democratic state, and a lot of friends that I have are Democrats. I'm not gonna say I am a Republican. There are a lot of things that Republicans do that I disagree with, but I see so much hate being spread from the Democratic Party too. I know there are a lot of Republicans that say things that are hateful, but I see a lot of hate from the Democratic Party too, that we should just stop from both sides. You know, there's like we need to try to understand each other and get to an agreement, and not just start labeling everyone Nazis just because they disagree with their opinion, because that'll force, of course, that some people just say it, but when you say things like that, you put into other people's minds that that's true, and then we see things happening just like it happened to Charlie Kirk. You know, some person with some mental illness, I mean, clearly you can't be on your right mind to do something like that. You know, they take it to heart and they take action. And I don't think anyone deserves to be executed in public like that in front of his family, his kids. You know, he was a father of two, he was a husband, and seeing that was frustrating. It was very disappointing to see, especially from, you know, I keep seeing this from the party that supposedly is against hate, spread so much hate against people just because they have different opinions. And not all Democrats are like that, of course, but and then after that, I saw a lot of things on my feed. I saw a mom asking her two daughters, both of her daughters were less than 10 years old, she not asking, well, she came up to them and she was like, I have the best news for you guys. And the first thing the girl said was like, is Trump dead? And then she was like, no, a second best thing, is the vice president dead? And if you're passing this idea to your kids that are less than 10 years old, and you still think like that these people that you're talking about are the ones spreading hate, there's something wrong with you, you know? So as I was saying, we gotta stop the hate from both sides. You know, just because you disagree with someone, you don't need to make extreme comments, because there will be people who believe that. You know, whenever you stop an argument, whenever you can't argue with someone anymore, that's when violence starts. And that's where we are right now with the Democratic and Republican Party. Democrats and Republicans, but mostly I see it on the Democratic side, maybe because I live near a lot of Democratic people from the Democratic Party. But there is a lot of because I disagree with you, you are a fascist, you are stupid, you don't know anything, nothing you say is right. So basically, even if they say like, if Republicans say like, you know, we should do something to save all these children and give them like good health and good schools from like anywhere that children are suffering, Democrats will disagree with them in some way. You know, just because they can't agree with anything a Republican person says. And I see that a lot from Democrats, especially in the Bay Area. And the first thing they do whenever they disagree with someone is just like a lot of famous people are throwing out on TV and like on their social media. I disagree with you, you're a fascist, you're a racist. And Charlie Kirk did a lot of comments about immigration and things that I don't agree with. Doesn't mean he was right, doesn't mean he was wrong, just means we had different opinions and different approaches on things. I don't think he's a racist just because he wanted everyone to be deported from the country. I can see why, I can understand his point of view, and that's what we should try to do. Try to understand each other and see why people think that way, instead of automatically just label them like hateful labels. And sorry to come to bring politics to this channel. I do try to keep, you know, friendly, just about motorcycles. But I think it's important that everyone that can reach at least a couple of people talk about these things at least a little bit, and maybe one day we can stop all this hate and try to understand each other. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to get this out there, try to like clear what's in my mind, and I hope you guys have a great day, and stay peaceful. You know, no matter what your politics views are, just try to understand each other. Let's try to talk. Let's try to not make hateful comments. There are so many laughing at the fact that he was shot in public in front of his family, and I don't think that's anything to laugh about. Even if he was, if he was a Democrat or Republican or whatever he was, I don't think that's anything to laugh about. A human being, a father of two, a husband, was shot dead in front of his family and in front of millions of people. So that's nothing to celebrate. So I hope you guys have a wonderful time, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.